Yeah, sure. Um, okay, yes. Basically, coming to my roles and responsibilities. First of all, I work at Walmart too as a contractor, as a DevOps engineer, and I started like a year and a half year ago, and I was actually responsible for working on the 5 years of experience in the DevOps automation, setting up various kinds of CI/CD pipelines and deployments, working on the Azure DevOps, setting up Azure pipelines, but on the Azure test pipelines, I also got good experience on the CI/CD pipelines, working with Azure backup policies and secrets, setting up the key vaults with no DevOps related related tools like deployment. Tools automation, setting up CI/CD orchestration and QA environments. And I also got good experience with all the AML scripts and the customized pipelines, working with the backup deployments, release management API, like also handling into an orchestration as well the auto scaling. Also got good experience in the dynamic deployments, working with the inventory and application deployments, and also working on the repository, like repository access, and also allowing each of the applications to the instance, working with the Ansible configuration management, role based access control, and setting up everything within the environments. So this is my experience, overall experience.
Cool. Thank you. Thanks for giving that overview. So I wanted to ask just a couple behavioral questions, and just things about how you work. So I wanted to ask that, could you tell me about a situation where you required more information from someone and maybe they were really unresponsive, and how do you deal with a situation like this?
Basically, in my previous project, they want the containerization and the application to be deployed in a way that end-to-end of orchestration has to be done in a proper way. So they want the containers and the images to be tweaked in a way that they are much similar and they don't have unnecessary third-party dependencies inside them. So I wanted more information on this because they were kind of not really telling us what was the main problem in this case. So, and we also had same problems, and said that I also wanted the entire application could be closed on the application, or we have to ask them more details and have a detailed meeting with them.
Okay. So basically you'll try to follow up and set up more meetings to gather that information. Yes. Each time. Okay. And then did you ever have to deal with something where you just never could get what you needed from that team or contact?
Yes, we had more meetings, and then they actually gave us detailed information about that, what kind of things they wanted to be removed from the Docker image, especially the other environments, and say that, so think, and also extra dependencies in the deployment. So this is like really useful, and it's really worked on the dependency deployment API.
Okay, cool. Here, I'll let the rest of my team ask any questions too.
Yeah, can you tell me about a time a project pushed you outside of your comfort levels and how you responded to that?
In the previous project, when we are actually creating the Azure DevOps pipeline, sometimes, we had to integrate with the managed agent tools, with the DevOps server, and wherein we had to look how the dashboards are created and how they were pulling the report data from the pipeline. This includes but not limited to connecting those pipelines with the GitHub server, and also providing a good product of deploying continuously across those systems, as well as giving the customers prefer to do. So think I was really one of those things. They didn't give a button on the headmaster of security and all, try to work on existing workflows for the Asian method. methodology. So I was the one who was actually working on the systems and trying to work on the customer data, which was being validated and triggered on the top of the application services for the customized reporting. And also the team dashboards, understanding how the sprint planning, sprint review meetings will be created and validated, and the customized methodology.
Awesome. Yeah. I guess I'm going to ask one other thing. In terms of your professional career, what is an achievement you'd say you're most proud of?
So I think in terms of my professional career, I would really focus on trying to create how the like entire application being serviced, and say that, so how this was kind of, how we can integrate them with the source code. So I think kind of work on the latest to the greatest tools and technologies in my DevOps tools, and also promote the code, and also work with the development team members to understand the requirements, and other applications, so I think I really useful for us, and we are able to work on the deployment and other environments which will be created. So I would really work on the architect level things and understood those things in a deeper way.
Yes, I think that's definitely important. As far as like maybe adapting to new tools, maybe working with something you're not so familiar with, how do you approach tools like that?
So in that case, I was actually go and look at some of the documentation and some of the YouTube videos, very famous nowadays. Like I would say, and apart from that, also try and work on how Udemy and Next Academy. Like there are many websites for the courses, and also I would take some course and make a certification. So that's how I deal with learning new technologies or new tools.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's especially looking at the docs, super helpful. But yeah, that's all the questions I had for now. If anybody else on my team wants to ask something else.
Yeah, sure, I can jump in. First question that I was curious about is how do you work independently and how do you work as part of a team? And kind of run over which of those two do you prefer?
Okay, so as a team member, first of all, as a part of Scrum team, during the work on a daily basis, they did not. We have a sprint planning, sprint review meeting, and apart from that, also I'm responsible for working with individual contributors. Once a task is assigned to me, I start working independently on the task. And the work on sprint review meetings and understand the entire service deployment and handle the service, and then try to get the task delivered on time.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for that response. And we've kind of went over what you're looking for out of this job, but actually another thing I was curious is, with your current role, how much do you code on a daily basis, or which portion of your job is consumed by coding?
Coding, I can say 50-50, because we are done with all the orchestration and everything. So we are just doing the deployments, and we already implemented everything, like orchestrated with Docker, Kubernetes and everything. So I can say 50-50.
Nice. That's a good, comfortable spot to be at.
Yeah.
And on the subject of coding, what does good code look like to you? Bit of an open-ended question.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat?
Sure. On the subject of coding, this is just a bit of an open-ended question, and there's no right or wrong answer. But for me, I'd like to know, what does good code look like to you?
Oh, the Git code. Oh, good code.
Good code.
Oh, good code.
Yeah, sorry.
No, sorry, it's my bad. When we have a lot of things in the application, so I think having the comments and also having good comments for that. Apart from that, also like trying to have some good, as I said, good comments, good structure, and also indentation in place, so that we don't lose the track of the code inside the application data.
All right, Awesome. Yeah, those things are very important. There's no right answer. I like asking that question to see where everybody stands. And yeah, I'm really nitpicky about styling myself as well. So those are all the questions that I had.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I wanted to ask another one. What's the most helpful piece of feedback that you've ever received about yourself?
Yeah. So basically, I was the most helpful, useful feedback for me that I received was like from my manager about my stuff is the fact that I would work on more people at the same time and also have more collaboration as well as to learn new stuff as a part of the day-to-day activities in the application side.
Okay, and then so yeah, you mainly have the DevOps experience, is what you've kind of gone over. What made you choose DevOps over normal application development or any other branch of engineering?
Yeah, so yeah, this is like when I started completed my graduation, so I decided to move with DevOps. DevOps is something which really helped me kind of working on the application based teams and helped me understood the data entities. And so I think it really helped me to work on the services and other DevOps deployments. When it is like I gone through some testing and I've gone through some courses, like I felt DevOps is like a whole bunch of tools and everything we can have hands-on experience. And yeah, it's a so as well as I can work with the operations team and also work with the developers.
So what do you think the most core benefit and the biggest value to DevOps is? Like, what are the core benefits of DevOps to you?
So I think the biggest value to DevOps is the automation, as well as the benefit is that in the deployment time, as well as to the DevOps automation, to the orchestration, how it is handling orchestration, which is like creative and the new opportunities which are done, like internet server based VPs and which have been created. And I think we are handling the automation, reducing the time to deployments as well as the permissions of the across environments.
Okay, so if you were to be joining in on a new team that has not implemented any form of DevOps at all, no CI/CD pipelines, how would you approach that? What would when you come fresh into a team that has nothing, what's your brain thinking?
Um, so first of all, I'll read some documentation. I'll try to understand how the architecture of the entire team and the project as well as work with them and how the entire services are created. And I'll be talking to some of the developers about the implication state management policies and also what kind of database are used, because these are the main things part of the day-to-day application side. So then I'll start using creating architecture and how we move on with meetings with the other teammates as well.
Okay. And then how do you ensure the security of software in a DevOps environment?
Yes, basically we can have a certificates, that is the primary thing. Apart from that, we can also have have the role of the application, and we can also have the customized SSL certificate, the cookies and the security keys and key amendments, which have been committed. So we can also have the integrations, have the security certificate, like which are renewed every year now and then.
Okay, and my last question for you is, how would your coworkers describe you?
Oh, can you pardon me? Sorry.
Oh, how would your coworkers describe you?
Okay, so like I'm an individual contributor as well as someone who works as a part of the team, very into hardworking and someone who takes time to get the things done and the things done on time.
Awesome, thanks. So now I just want to open up the floor to you to ask us any questions.
Oh, so like I would team size. I would like to know about the team size and the day-to-day responsibilities, and what are the expectations?
So right now our team is pretty small. We went through a reorganization, and so I think there's only 6 or 7 of us right now. We are part of a greater team, and so I think in that greater team maybe there's 45 or so people in there. But in our direct team, it's only about 6 or 7. The day-to-day responsibilities are, so this is a fresh team, and we're going to be responsible for an end-to-end pipeline. I can't go into too much detail of what's inside it, but it's a computer vision pipeline. And so we need help with our new engineers would be responsible for both architecting out how our solutions are going to work. And then from your perspective, the day-to-day responsibilities would be building out a CI/CD pipeline from scratch, and pretty much doing everything that's needed to have a good DevOps perspective, I guess, on our project. Because right now we don't have that. So day to day, a lot of this is planning, architecting, and solutioning still. And then the other half is still implementation level. Yeah.
Awesome. And like I would also like to know about the team culture.
Sure, Devin or Josie, you guys want to chime in for this one?
I think, well, our direct team is pretty small. I would say we all get along pretty well. We're kind of like on the younger side of things, so we're kind of lively in that way, I guess you could say. And yeah, I think everybody works well together. We communicate well on Slack and stuff like that, and then hop on Zooms. And yeah, I would say I really like the culture so far.
Awesome. That's all I have. Thank you.
Yeah, I would also add in that we work asynchronously. Our team is spread out, so we're not all in one location. Okay. So a lot of our work is done asynchronously through Slack, and so it's a different culture for some people than just right in the office.
Yeah, even I work remotely right now. Yeah.
Devin, Josie, any other questions that you guys wanted to ask?
No, I asked all the ones I had.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, same here. Well, yeah, I want to thank you for your time. I appreciate you making the time to talk with us today. And